Might as well get it going. Call the meeting, city council to order. Stand for the pledge of allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Would you take roll call, clerk, please?
All the persons: Agebrecht,
Here.
Hilson,
Here.
Marty,
Here.
Panaleo, here, Roseberry, here. Hanson has been excused. Mayor LaQuee,
Here.
Chief Anderson,
Here.
Street Superintendent Barry.
Here. Approve or correction of minutes for the meeting held on July 6, 2015, regular session.
I'll make a motion to approve those as printed.
I'll second it.
Any discussion on that? Would you take the roll call, clerk, please?
Hilson,
Yes.
Marty,
Yes.
Panaleo,
Yes.
Roseberry, yes, Agebrecht.
Yes.
Petitions, communications? Anyone? Okay, report of standing committee, Public Works Committee, Marty?
The Public Works Committee was called to order on July 8th, 2015 at 5 p.m. On roll call were Marty, Hilson, Agebrecht, Wormett, and Mink. Others attending were Mayor LaQuee and Street Superintendent Barry. Motion by Agebrecht, second by Mink to approve the minutes of the June 10th meeting. All voted aye. In petitions and communications, a discussion was held regarding the 5-ton weight limit signs on the back streets. Also the filling of the cracks in the city streets. It was the consensus of the committee to approve sending Street Superintendent Barry to the Phaser Whistler Road Maintenance class. Representative Joanne Ballwig also had sent Superintendent Barry a congratulatory note for his new position. Discussion and recommendation on the compliance with the maintenance annual report. We got an excellent report score for the wastewater treatment plant, and it was sent forward to council. There was a discussion of large meter water testing failures. There is 3 2-inch meters in town that need to be replaced. Street Superintendent Barry is getting estimates from Badger Meter. Report on Public Works Department activity. The curbs and crosswalks are painted, almost complete. You probably have them complete by now? Or
Not yet, no.
Not quite yet. They look good, by the way.
Main Street is done, interior parts we have some to do yet,
We had the street sweeper out regularly. The mowing on the streets looks good, and they've gotten the John Deere mower fixed. Motion by Hilson, second by Mink to adjourn. All voted aye. The next Public Works meeting is scheduled for August 12th, 2015 at 5 p.m.
Can I ask a question about the road maintenance class you're going to? What exactly is that?
so. Every year in December, we have to send in what they call a road report. Basically, I have to go around and rate the condition of all of the streets in the city, and there's an online report that has to get filled out, and by doing this report is when we get, every other year we get certain monies back from the state for projects. That's how it's determined how much money you get.
Okay.
And it's
It's a very cheap course.
last, what, I think it was like $80 and
Yeah.
it's in Toma. It's just a one-day class. And I actually did talk to a lady from the DOT when I called her to get some information on what I need to do to start filling this report out, and she said that, well, I'll email you, we've got some training classes coming up. So that's why I felt it would be a real good class for me to get into. So.
Thank you.
Nothing else, policy and procedure, Woodbury?
The meeting was called to order on July 8th, 2015 at 6 p.m. On roll were members Hanson, Marty, and Roseberry. Others attending were Mayor LaQuee, Deputy Clerk, and Street Superintendent Barry. Motion were made to approve the minutes for the July 1st, 2015 meeting. There were no petitions and communication. The Personnel Policies Handbook continues to be revised. Motions were made to adjourn. The meeting was called to order on July 15th, 2015 at 6 p.m. On roll were members Hanson, Roseberry, Marty. Others attending were Mayor LaQuee, Alderperson Panaleo, and Clerk Winters. Motion was made to approve the minutes of the July 8th, 2015 meeting. Recommendations were made to approve resolution 2015-22R to establish procedures and criteria for allowing alternative forms of sworn testimony at Board of Review hearings. Recommendation were made to approve ordinance 09-2015 designated controlled intersections, Commerce and Juno Street. The Personnel Policies Handbook continues to be revised. Motions were made to adjourn.
Any questions on that? Public Safety, Edward, please.
The Public Safety Committee was called to order on July 15, 2015 at 5 p.m. Roll call were members Egerbeck, Pantiello, Hilson, Scott, and Menick. Others attending Mayor LaQuee and Chief Anderson. Had a motion by Hilson, second by Menick to approve the minutes of March 10th, 2015 meeting. All voted aye. Petitions and communications. Property maintenance was discussed. Agenda items, discussion and recommendation relating to ordinance 9-2015 designated controlled intersections, Commerce and Juno Streets. The discussion was held regarding the intersection of Commerce and Juno Streets. The Policy and Procedure Committee will take action on this. Department update. Review of police activity February through June 2015. We had an update on the property maintenance and an update on the police department staffing. Approved update relating to building inspector, zoning administrator's detailed report. None presented. Motion by Scott, second by Hilson to adjourn. All voted aye. And the next meeting date is to be determined. Thank you.
Any questions on it? Report of city officers. I haven't got too much I can add. One of my primary goals for mayor was to pull the city and the city employees back together, get them working together as a team, and I think it's working out pretty well. So we all need to work together as a team. To keep everybody informed, I'm in the process and the workings of working with Friendship Hardwoods and possibly of an expansion out there. As soon as I get something firm in place, I'll make everybody aware of it.
Very good.
Chief Hanson. All right, excuse me. Excuse me.
It's all right, I'll answer.
Chief Anderson. I don't know why I was thinking of him. I don't know.
I have nothing to.
Sorry.
That's, you get my age, you don't worry about the little things. I have nothing to add other than what was read in public safety.
Do you have enough officers to cover things?
Yeah, the only, we had 2 issues in August, but I've already talked to the sheriff and explained that we may have those vacant.
Gotcha.
And we agreed that I would make him aware if we can't fill those 2 shifts. But up until August 10th, we're in pretty good shape.
Oh, good deal.
Thank you.
Any further questions? New and unfinished business. Approved ground lease agreement, US Cellular. This is something that's been beat around for the last couple of years. And as soon as I got aware of it and got on it, I think it's a no-brainer for the city. An 80 by 80 lot, and they'll pay us $800 a month, plus 15% increase every 5 years. As soon as they put the shovel in the ground, the $800 a month starts. I did quite a bit of research regarding these lease agreements, and the amount that they're willing to pay is all over the board. I had the city attorney go through the lease agreement. She made some wording changes to benefit us, and the area that it's going to be placed at is just to the west of the radio station. And the city has no responsibilities as far as maintenance, insurance, or anything. All they want to do is use that 80 by 80 piece of property. So I'm looking for someone to make a motion to approve the agreement.
I'll make a motion to approve the ground lease agreement with US Cellular.
I'll second that motion.
Any discussion?
You said that the rent starts as soon as the shovel hits the ground.
Correct.
When, if we approve this, what's the
Time
date?
frame?
Yeah, timeframe.
I couldn't answer that. I have to call them up and ask them if they're gonna move on it, or,
I would think within the 18 months, the contract is, the term of the contract is 18 months, and then they can extend it for another 6 months.
Well,
I think that's what
they
it's-
could just leave it vacant and.
Well, exactly, yeah,
So,
right.
right.
and I suppose if they did that, we didn't have to renew it. All right.
Warren, the radio station didn't have any objections of them building a cellular tower so close to their tower?
I haven't heard of any. Bob White went all through it and he thought it was a great idea. I imagine they're all at different wavelengths anyway.
Yeah, probably
They're at different heights.
different heights too.
How long have they been leasing this land?
Excuse me?
How long have they leased the land?
The contract comes due every 5 years.
Because I know they've been wanting to build a tower out there for, I know at least 2 years.
Yeah.
Right. And there's a lot of problems between the city administrator and the past mayor wanted more. Well, that's the way it is. I'm telling them it's the way it is. And,
I think we have a motion, don't we?
Yes.
yes,
we
Roger
do.
did make a
Okay,
motion,
just making
and
sure.
Bob seconded. So we're having a discussion.
A little bit more discussion than we should
Well, hey, I'll tell it the
in
way
an
it
open
is.
meeting.
Tell it the way it is. Anybody else got any discussion?
That's a good idea. I mean, they're putting, I think 19 of them in the counties back on 19 of them. That's Tussle and that one. No. Is this what Tussle do?
US Cellular.
US Cellular.
Okay. That's reasonable, great.
Any further discussion? Would you take the vote, clerk, please?
Marty,
Yes.
Panaleo,
Yes.
Roseberry,
Yes,
Agabrecht,
Yes.
Hilson.
Yes.
contagious.
I guess. But she's excused.
See, it's not just me.
Get used to that roll call.
The next item on the agenda, approved CPA services agreement with Jeff Cohen. Jeff Cohen is he was been doing county budget since 1979, and we don't have a city administrator, and this is my idea to try this 1 year. I think it'll be a lot cheaper, and I think the man really knows what he's doing.
I'll make a motion that we accept the agreement that we were presented at finance.
I'll second that motion.
Any discussion?
I could say everything that I know about Jeff Cohen, as far as the county goes, he's real particular on what goes on.
Good.
If there's any mistakes, he catches it right away, it seems. He's just fine.
He's semi-retired now, but he did agree to do hours.
And I think $70 an hour is a good rate for a contracted employee.
Any further discussion?
I did like that his meal allowance was the IRS allowable $7.50.
He's a light eater, but
He knows the laws.
would you take the vote?
Paleo,
Yes.
Roseberry,
Yes.
Hagerbrecht,
Yes.
Hilson,
Yes.
Marty.
Yes.
Item 3, introduce, adopt resolution 2015-23R to compliance maintenance annual report.
That's the report I was saying about the wastewater treatment plant.
Do I need to read this resolution, Janet, or can we just forego it?
Oh, no, I think you have to read it. We have to read our minutes, I think you have to read any ordinances.
I should have known. Resolution number 2015-23R. Compliance Maintenance Resolution. Resolved that the City of Adams, Wisconsin informs the Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources that the following actions were taken by the Common Council. 1. Review the Compliance Maintenance Annual Report, which is attached to this resolution. 2. Set forth the following actions necessary to maintain the fluid requirements contained in the WPDES permit. A. The city resolves to monitor influent loadings and characteristics in order to be responsive to the actions that need to be taken to assure quality treatment. B. City resolves to adhere to the permit in order to produce a quality effluent. C. The city resolves to work with industry to continue to minimize excessive loading that may affect their plant. D. The city resolves to continue to meet the limits set forth. E. The city resolves to ensure that the new system that was installed at Rock 10 and functions in a reliable method to comply with the limits set forth in ordinances recently adopted. We also resolve to continue testing their discharge to ensure compliance and therefore ensuring our biosolids are not above acceptable limits. The city resolves to continue to educate their staff and maintain a lead operator and at least one backup operator. The city resolves to encourage the staff to acquire credible hours of training to maintain and improve their operator licenses. The city resolves to ensure that the utility remains physically strong and responsible to its customers.
That was fiscally. Fiscally strong.
Fiscally strong.
Fiscally strong, not physically.
Oh, sorry.
That's all right.
The city resolves to continue to maintain its improved system and develop quality strategy when additions are made. Due diligence will be maintained to ensure their investment will last a long time. We will be working on completing our CMOM over the next year. City of Adams.
I'll make a motion to adopt resolution number 2015-23R.
I'll second that.
Any discussion?
Did we have a problem that with Rock 10, or is it because it's such a big
Years
plant?
and years ago, we had problems, but for, oh God, since I've been here, and it was probably a couple years before that, we put a sampler out there and we've been monitoring their efforts. Actually, we do get money from them because they do go over certain limits, but we may monitor it pretty much on a monthly basis, so.
Yeah, a few years ago, it used to be quite a problem.
Yep.
As I recall, it even almost ruined our wastewater treatment plant once.
There's been a couple of times
Yeah.
in the past where they've sent some really heavy loads and it killed all of the bugs in the plant, and basically we had to start from scratch again, so we haven't had an issue for, I'm gonna say probably at least the last 3 years. If they know they're gonna be cleaning a bunch of their equipment, they'll give us a phone call and let us know, hey, we're dumping our starch bin, or we're cleaning this tonight, so we've at least got a heads up. They've been real good at working with us the last couple of years now, so.
Yeah, I suppose there isn't anything else that is that big that would influence.
That's the only other industry around that would be Grande Cheese, and luckily they have their own treatment plant, so they're not dumping a lot of their stuff in. I'm really glad they're not too, so hopefully they never get to the point where they want to start dumping into our plant, because then we'll be having to make some major upgrades. So,
And we do a good job of making sure everyone's accredited and going to school and all that.
yep, yep.
Great.
Any further discussion? Clerk, could you take the roll call, please?
Roseberry,
Yes.
Egebert,
Yes.
Hilson,
Yes.
Marty,
Yes.
Paleo.
Yes.
Introduce, adopt resolution 2015-22R to establish procedures and criteria for allowing alternative forms of sworn testimony at Board of Review hearings.
I'll make the motion to adopt.
Second.
Do you want this read? I'll read it,
Oh, go ahead, Bob.
because I think the people should know ahead of time. Resolution number 2015-22R, resolution to establish procedures and criteria for allowing alternate forms of sworn testimony at the Board of Review hearings. Whereas Section 70-47, Parent 8, Wisconsin Stats authorizes the Board of Review to consider requests from a property owner or the property owner's representative appear before the board under oath by telephone or to submit written statements under oath to the Board of Review. Now therefore be resolved by the Common Council of the City of Adams, Wisconsin, to establish the following. Number one, procedure. In order for a property owner or property owner's representative to submit a request to testify by phone or submit a sworn written statement. He or she must first comply with the following procedures. Karen 1, the legal requirement to provide notice of intent to appear in court of appeal must be satisfied. And Karen B, an objection form for real property assessment, Karen PA-115A, must be completed and submitted to the board of review as required by law. After the two requirements outlined above have been met, a request to testify by telephone or submit a sworn written statement at the board of review, Karen Form PA-814 may be submitted to the city clerk. Such request must be submitted in time to be considered by the board at the first meeting of the board of review. Item 2, criteria to be considered. The board may consider any or all of the following factors when deciding whether to grant or deny the request. A, the requester's stated reasons, parent S, for the request as indicated on the PA 814. B, fairness to the parties. C, ability of the requester to procure the personal oral testimony and any due diligence exhibited by the requester in procuring such testimony. D, ability to cross-examine the person providing the testimony. E, the board of review's technical capacity to honor the request. F, if any further factors that the board deems pertinent to deciding the request, be it further resolved that this resolution be effective July 20th, 2015.
Thank you, Bob. Any discussion on that? If not, would you take the roll, clerk, please?
Megabrick,
Yes.
Hilson,
Yes.
Marty,
Yes.
Panaleo,
Yes.
Roseberry.
Yes.
Item 5, introduce, adopt ordinance 09-2015, designated controlled intersections, Commerce and Juno Street. Ordinance number 09-2015, an ordinance amending Title 10, Chapter 1, Section 11, Parent B of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Adams, Wisconsin, relating to designated controlled intersections. The Common Council of the City of Adams, Wisconsin, does hereby ordain as follows. Section 1, Title 10, Chapter 1, Section A, Parent B, Parent 179, is hereby rescinded and recreated to read as follows. The northeast corner of Commerce Street and Juno Street with right turn, no stop. Section 2, effective date. This ordinance shall be effective as of the date of its passage and publication. What that, I don't know if you're all aware where that intersection is, where the Juno and Commerce comes together and the railroad road splits off to the west, removing that stop sign and on Juno, placing it on Commerce with a right turn, no stop.
I have a
Chief?
Correct. I have a question on that. Now, coming out of the railroad yard, do they have a stop sign?
Yep.
Yes.
In Juno, and is it by ordinance? It's gotta be by ordinance.
Yeah.
I would assume it is. It's been there forever, so.
Oh, is it, it's a road that goes through the city road, correct?
Mhm.
So it should be
That's
by
a city
ordinance.
road
Yeah.
going straight west?
Best of my knowledge.
Yeah, because we
Portion of
maintain it.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
portion
portion
of it
of
we
it.
I thought
maintain.
that was a railroad road, and that's why I asked if there was a stop sign there by ordinance.
Well, it wouldn't require a stop sign by ordinance if it was a private road. It would only require it by ordinance if it's a city road. So. I'm
I think it
assuming-
is a city
I'm
road
assuming it is,
because
we do
I,
maintain it to
yeah,
a certain point heading
yeah,
to the
we
west.
filled potholes and
Yeah.
stuff on it, so I'm sure it
We
is.
put the weight limit on it for the frac sand when they
Right,
were coming
yeah,
through there.
yeah, so, yeah, it is.
Okay, thank you.
I'll make motion to adopt ordinance number 09/2015.
And I'll second it.
Any more discussion on that? If not, would you take the roll, clerk, please?
Hilson,
Yes.
Marty,
Yes.
Panaleo,
Yes.
Roseberry,
Yes.
Agarbrick.
Yes.
Number 6,
Mr. Mayor,
yes.
could we, before we get to approval of bills, could we go back to department update? Because I would like Bob to talk about the fire district, and I don't know where else he would do it.
I probably should have done a little bit back in petitions and communications. I don't know if any of you were given the packet that I brought and gave to the city from the last couple of fire district meetings. I made sure that I got them when I knew there was nobody from the city there. What the fire district and chief is looking at doing, he wants to increase the fire district budget starting this year by almost $36,000, and he wants that to continue indefinitely. He needs to start to purchase and budget towards a lot of new turnout gear for the firefighters. All of the Scott air packs are coming up on their life expectancy. They're all gonna need to be replaced. By 2017, I believe, they're gonna need to replace one of the fire trucks. By 2020, they're gonna need to replace another one of their fire trucks. And they're also starting to re-look at possibility of building a new fire station. Once they have to purchase these new fire trucks, the way these new trucks are made, they will not fit in any of these bays here. So they're gonna have to come up with something to house all of the new equipment. We did, at Fire District, contacted Allied Co-op to see at one time they had offered to give the Fire District a piece of property out there off of M for the purpose of building a new fire station. With all of the new changes from Cenex going to Allied, they were contacted, and that does still stand. They are willing to donate that piece of property. So, but that's some of the big changes that Chief and the fire department wants, is to start increasing that budget. We've had some pretty good discussions with all of us municipalities there that this is gonna be a big shock for everybody. None of us have a lot of money, so it's gonna be the hot topic for the next couple months at Fire District. And I felt, I've been there for the Village of Friendship, but I know there hasn't been anybody there from the city, so I felt I should at least be bringing some of this to your attention, so you're not just completely blindsided all of a sudden with this increase, what they want to see in the budget, so.
So who is the chief? Could you?
Mike Rush,
That 36,000, is that spread out over 9 entities? Just like...
yes, exactly, so it's not like each municipality has to come up with an extra 36,000. It would be split between all of the municipalities, so it makes it a little bit easier to
And
choke
do they
down, but
do
it's
that-
still gonna be an increase,
Do
so.
they do that by population of your,
I believe that's how it's set up, that,
so it's not for, well, get a lion's share of it.
right. So, but it's, just so you're not blindsided when you start having someone there at all the meetings and they come back and all of a sudden the city has to come up with an extra amount of money to budget towards the fire district, so.
And did you have anything else with Public Works?
Just, we're continuing with our road mowing. Brian's been trimming trees. The one fire hydrant that needed to be repaired at the dead end on South Watt Street, Brian and I did tear that apart and managed to fix it. It's now operational. I did talk to Randy from TEC, and within the next 2 weeks, they'll be coming in to dig this other one up. He's hoping to be able to give me at least a 2-day notice when he's coming in to do it, so. But we're still plugging along, doing what we can do, so.
How many businesses did we figure that was gonna affect?
Pretty much from Commerce Street down to Center Street.
Okay.
So, That's why I hope I have at least a 2-day notice so I can
Yeah.
go talk to everybody. That's some probably tomorrow or Thursday. I'm gonna be walking anyways and just giving everybody a heads up. And, cause yeah, they're gonna be out of water for a good portion of that day when we do repair that one and dig it up, so.
We can put that out on Nixle too.
Okay, yeah, that's a great idea, so.
Anything else, Lou? Okay, item number 6, approve payment of bills.
I make the motion to approve the payment of the bills.
I'll second that.
Any questions on it? Take the roll call, clerk.
Marty,
Yes.
Panaleo,
Yes.
Roseberry,
Yes.
Hagerbrick,
Yes.
Pilsen.
Yes.
Make a motion to adjourn,
I'll
please.
second that.
Any discussion? If not, take the roll, clerk.
Panaleo,
Yes.
Roseberry,
Yes.
Hagerbrick,
Yes.
Pilsen,
Yes.
Marty.
Yes.